Your silver and gold confiscated. We're going to cover that in this video. Are silver and gold on the road to confiscation? Hey, gold has been ripping to all-time highs. What about silver? Are we ready for an all-time high in silver? We're going to look at some data that is absolutely astounding, which will give us some clear clues, some clear reasons why we can know that right now, even at $31, $32 silver, silver is crazy undervalued. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for being part of the basement. This is not possible without you, first and foremost. So thank you for being here. You're welcome here. You're part of the club. You're accepted. You are part of the group. There's no other way to say it. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Super chat, super thanks are always super appreciated. But let's dive into some crazy, just absolutely crazy data regarding the silver market. We're going to come back to that chart, but this comes from the Silver Academy. They're telling us that there's a crypto conundrum. Is it diverting funds from essential silver investment? The crypto market cap is over 100 times larger than all the silver miners combined. I want you to think about that, and we're going to show you why that could easily double the price of silver, easily double, triple the price of the silver mining stocks. But this was a great summary about silver, a great review for us, a warm and fuzzy, if you will. Silver entering its 5th year of supply deficit. No new silver deposits are being found. Silver is essential for over 20,000 applications. Crypto, I'm not bashing crypto, just stating some facts, has never been through a recession. Crypto could be wiped out by an electromagnetic pulse. Those are those crazy weapons, could be hacked, whatever. All computing has built-in obsolescence. I was thinking about this earlier, like all technology is great, right? And I know it's the future and yada, yada, but it's also temporary. Think about like 20 years ago, right? I had a IBM PC Junior. Think how fast technology changes, and couldn't that impact crypto as well? I'm just saying, I'm not an anti-crypto guy. I'm just kind of pointing that out. Does that make sense to you? All computing has built-in obsolescence. Quantum computing could compromise the blockchain. Crypto is not decentralized. Crypto is not private. That's really not the point. What we're going to talk about here, guys, is this chart, which I found to be absolutely, let's say, astounding. How do I get this up here a little better so you can see? Okay, here we go. Okay, there's something secret and hidden on this chart, the lower left-hand corner. That's the entire silver mining industry. The entire industry has a market cap of $19 billion. The first thing we're going to look at is the crypto market with a market cap of $2 trillion. What that means, guys, is that the crypto market cap is 100 times bigger than the silver mining sector. So if just 1%, which would be $20 billion of the crypto market, were to move into the silver mining industry, that would overnight double the value of the silver mining industry, the silver mining stocks. Now, it gets even more interesting. I want to point this out. If we consider the fact that I think could that happen? Just 1% of people have money in crypto moving to silver. I think it could. I think that most of the people, almost anyone who is converted or decided to move away from precious metals into crypto, that's already been done, right? Obviously you and me, we know about crypto. We know about that option. I personally have decided not to invest in crypto. I think there's a lot of room for sharing, everything else. Nonetheless, I think there's a lot more people in the crypto market, right, as they get older, as they mature, who could be looking at the precious metals market, that we could easily see 1%, maybe 5%, maybe 10% of those people moving to the precious metals market. I think it's a lot less likely that we have a lot more people move now from silver and gold into crypto. Now, I could be dead wrong, right? The other thing to remember about the people in the crypto market, they really are our brothers and sisters in a lot of ways. We share so much in terms of our disdain for the fiat paper money system that if they come to us, if they get on the silver and gold, they join us in the basement, right? And they're always welcome, right, to join us in the basement. They come pre-educated. We don't need to explain to them the Federal Reserve, and a lot of them have as good or better of an understanding of the pitfalls of the fiat money system than we do. So this idea that we could get some people coming back to silver and gold from crypto, or really coming for the first time, because I want to reiterate this point. Think about it. Most of these crypto people probably have never owned silver and gold. Okay. Whereas, so there's an opportunity for even just a tiny number of them coming into our segment that could have really serious, like we said, 1%. But it gets even crazier. Okay. And I want to point out that the crypto people are generally regarded as being speculators. Okay. And we can share. That's the other thing. Let me look at you guys. Good morning, 300 basement dwellers. It's been a while since we saw each other face to face. 300 people, remember? We only have room for 800 in the basement. Then the door gets locked, right? There's a line that forms. So much. Thank you so much for being here. The other thing I want to point out about the crypto people coming, remember, it just takes 1%, $20 billion. That would buy like 2/3 of the entire world's silver output. If just 1% of the money came out of crypto and bought physical metal, right? The entire world production of silver for the year is about 1 billion ounces at $30 an ounce. That's about 30 billion. If we had 1% of the 2 trillion crypto market cap come into precious metals, that would be 20 billion. That, my friends, is a lot of math that I just did in my head, but I'm sure it's accurate. And that would equal 2/3 of the entire world's silver output. It's absolutely crazy. The other thing that I want to point out, there's a lot of contention between the crypto world and the precious metals world. Hey, look, we're all brothers and sisters. And there's also no reason why people who choose to do both can't do both. I don't choose it. That's just my opinion, but everybody's different. Everybody can do whatever they like. And so we could get some of these crypto people that say, hey, now that I'm getting a little older, like those basement dwellers, I'm going to put a little of my crypto money into silver and gold. And again, they come pre-educated. Okay. Now it's absolutely crazy. Let's go back to this chart and let's look at something else that we saw on this chart that just blew me away. The market cap, the value of the company Apple, the company that makes those iPhones, is $3.5 trillion. You think the crypto example was crazy. If just 1%, 1% of the money that's in Apple computer were to go into precious metals, because remember, we're in a tech bubble. The last time, let me tell you something very interesting. Back in 2000, the tech bubble burst. Right now, we are in a tech bubble. Right now, the valuations of the big tech stocks are more insane than they were during the 1999-2000 tech bubble. So the last time that the tech bubble burst, it was about 2000, 2001. We then saw a lot of money move into the precious metals. May I remind you that after that tech bubble burst from 2001 to 2011, silver went from like less than $5 per ounce all the way up to $50 per ounce, my friends, right? So if we just happen maybe to have a replay of a tech bubble burst or even a downdraft, and 1% of that current market cap of Apple came into precious metals, that would be almost $35 billion. Okay. That would almost triple the value if that went into the silver mining stocks. Remember down there, you can't see it. Apple's the big orange block that you see. Over there, you can barely see it. You really got to look, my friends. is the silver mining industry in the lower left corner. Just 1% of Apple goes into that. That would nearly triple the value of the silver mining stocks, triple the amount of money that are in the silver mining stocks. And if you think about that money going into the physical silver market, let's say 1% of Apple, $35 billion were to go into physical silver, that could buy the entire year's mining output. Okay, the example we gave earlier, the world produces just about 1 billion ounces of silver per year between mining and recycling, about 30 billion. Apple, 1% of the money that's in Apple decides to buy physical silver. That would double, basically. That would probably more than double the price of silver. And just remember, right? I want to reiterate this, I think, very important part, because everybody's so crazy about tech. Crazy. Tech is temporary, absolutely temporary. So as we talk about those numbers, those unbelievable, to me, shocking, I mean, it just points to me that, like, the technical reasons why silver is so undervalued right now, still at $30 per ounce. But as we talk about those graphs and charts and all this stuff going on, we got to bear one thing in mind, and that is the absolute fact that the fundamentals supporting silver, the demand fundamentals, which ad nauseum, solar panels, electronics, you name it, new batteries, new EV batteries, right? Samsung's new battery that would potentially require 1 kilogram of silver, over 30 ounces per battery per car. I digress. The fundamental support reasons supporting the silver price, right? The demand, and then also, guys, hello, basement dwellers, think about this. Woohoo! Are you there? Right? The supply of silver alone, while the demand skyrockets, it's a fact that the supply of silver, the amount that's being produced, continues to stagnate and, over the last few years, go down. I mean, we're in for some happy times. It's going to be a fun ride, and we're going to go on it together. Let me make sure I have so much. Okay, Susie's recommending we check in on the price of silver and gold. And you may not know this about me, but I've learned one thing over the 19 years and 11 months of marriage. You may have learned this as well. It's generally a good idea for me to listen and do what Susie tells me to do. I always do that. Okay, let's go check on the price of silver and gold at the direction of Silver Susie. We're going to go out to channel sponsor Pimbex, and that's not the current price, so don't get excited. I'm going to press the Pimbex magic button, take a deep breath, and we're going to see where whoa, all right. Well, we had red silver this morning, silver above $32 per ounce, gold I still can't. Are we dreaming? Basement dwellers? Hey, we're having a party this morning. Gold, $2,665 per ounce. Guys, don't forget, like, we love to come together. Welcome to the club, right? We're all sitting around a campfire at Camp Silver and Gold. But this camp that we're having, right? This camp is not possible without the support of our channel sponsors. Pimbex is an online bullion dealer. See, we're at the website right now. Let me show you. Let's say you want to buy some silver Britannias. You go to silver, you go on Silver Britannia, and there they are, right? Look at these prices. Wow. My all-time favorite, the 2023 brilliant uncirculated Great Britain Silver Britannia that has King Charles on the back. You can still get for as low as $34.38 per ounce. My gosh, that's like only $2 over the spot price. I'm not telling you what to do. But I will say this: we are lucky in the United States. Like in Great Britain, if they want to buy silver, there's like a 20%, they call it a VAT, a value added tax. I mean, that is, wow, $2, as low as $2 over spot. We really are lucky. And on top of that, we know that some people, I don't know how you feel, but some people think that price, that $32 per ounce, is a number one, good value. We talked about that already. But number two, artificially suppressed lower by those manipulators at the COMEX and the LBMA. That's just speculation that a few people have spent decades researching and proving, but nonetheless, wow. So check out Pimbex. Okay, guys. Here's their website, pimbex.com. They always have ultra competitive prices, great selection. They got a lot more than those 2023 King Charles silver Britannias. And it's a company, number one, that I trust. And I think that if you do some research and you do some business with them like I did, you'll learn that you can trust them as well. All right, let's get back. Let's say hi to 400. Remember, there's only room for 800 in the basement. Then they start forming lines outside the door, and I'll appoint one of you to be the doorman. Maybe a couple of you, just like there's going to be lines outside the doors at the coin shops. And there's going to be lines outside the doors at the online bullion dealers. And I believe we're going to see that here within. That's a silver shortage, and it's coming, right? You're likely already prepared. Sure, you could always have more silver, but don't forget gold, platinum. Don't forget, be grateful for what you do have. Because when the day comes, right, and I believe, no guarantee, but I believe it will come, there will be virtual lines at the online bullion dealers, and there will be that. Remember back during the little banking crisis we had a year and a half ago, right? That were like the three biggest banks that were more than combined. When you combined them, they were bigger, more than are as big as what all the banks that went bust during the great financial crisis. But you remember what happened back then? I do, right? Premiums on American Silver Eagles doubled. I think silver was like $25 an ounce, and people were paying $50 for one American Silver Eagle. Hello. Okay. Remember C19, right? Remember when you would go to the online bullion dealers and they would, number one, they raised their minimum order level, and they said, oh, it's going to take 5 or 6 or 7 weeks. There will be a line outside the door here in the basement. I may have to ask for your help, right? You're already safe. You're here. You're part of the club, but be prepared. Okay. Hey, let's talk about why gold and silver, the reasons why gold and silver ripped higher yesterday. Gold hitting all-time highs. Don't forget silver. Oh, wait, we got some crazy more fun data. 2 fun things to look at regarding that. But why did silver do so well? Domestically, bad news everywhere. Yesterday, we got news that consumer confidence, the economy's crashing. Depression, recession, you be the choice. You be the judge on that one. But we heard that consumer confidence crashed yesterday. Okay. Home price appreciation is slowing. Okay. And the Richmond Federal Reserve Manufacturing Survey collapsed. This is the headline. Okay. Sparked by the biggest drop in what they call soft macro data since April. The economy is not doing good. The economy in Europe is not doing good. Okay. The economy in China, they just announced their biggest stimulus program in the history of China. Well, I don't know. China's pretty old, but they announced a very big stimulus program. Not good. The economy in the United States is not good. Guys, it's so critical that you understand this fact, okay? When the economy's going in the crapper, they don't talk about it, okay? It's just like if your country's involved in a war and you're not doing too well. You just don't hear about it on the news, right? If it's going well, that's all you hear about. But if the economy's in the crapper, I love that word. That's a new word. They're not going to tell you about it. And it is right now. Let's have a special guest. Okay. And we're going to ask her how everything's going. Hold on one second. I need to prepare the studio for our very special guest. And today we will be joined by our esteemed Janet Well, no, it's a surprise for you new basement dwellers. She lives in a box, and there she is. The economy's great, everyone, basement dwellers. I don't know what you're talking about. Me and my rich cohorts, we have no problems. Everything is awesome, right? All joking aside, they aren't going to tell you when the economy is in the crapper. Yes, that's the last time I'll use that naughty, dirty word during this live stream. And it is Europe, China, South America, everywhere you look, everywhere around the globe, right, where people value silver and gold, we are having, and why, right? Why, right? Okay, well, you can look at the United States of America, right? What are we at? I forget, 35 trillion. We had a big milestone yesterday, 35 trillion. 400 billion. Yes, we did it, right? That's why. And when you look at the world debt, okay, you're talking over $300 trillion in debt. Printy. What we're going to see now is they're going to call it stimulus. They're going to come up with some crazy words to talk about it. At the end of the day, guys, they're going to have to print money. And what that means, right, is the value of this, whether you're looking at euros, or these things, paper dollars, look at that. They can do the wave. I don't like my money to do the wave. All right. I like my money to do the clinky. Hear that? Right? That's real money. I digress. One of those is from our friend Coin Shop Chris, who now has his own YouTube channel. Go check it out. Not now, later at coinshopchris.com. But we want our money to do the clinky. Not the wavy like the dollar can do. And the reality is this, okay? The hens have come home to roost, not only in the United States, but in the world economy. Stimulating printing is going to go wild over the next year, 2 years, 5 years, right? You could even say that what the Fed did last week when they lowered interest rates by a half percentage point, that's stimulate. They don't cut rates by a 0.5% unless we are already in a, don't tell anybody, this is secret. They don't want everybody to know this, but they don't cut rates unless we're already in a recession. So that's what we have coming. Okay. Now this is great. This is hilarious. It's time for us to have a good smile. I'm going to take this ticker down. Hold on here. This was genius. And this came from you. I tell you guys all the time, please leave comments wherever your comment section is. Okay. So we can learn from you together, right? We can learn so much from each other, but this one was insightful and funny. And I have to share this with you. Get ready to have a good laugh. It came from our friend, Christelle Felton, 6930. And I think Christelle sent me some silver at one point, which was very nice. But anyway, she said, how funny, think about this, guys. How funny is it that they judge us with a credit score? Like you get your credit score all the time. I get my Discover statement, even my bank statement. And it says, oh, my credit score is really high, right? I'm not bragging, but I imagine this. I've always spent less than I made and I've paid my bills. It's real simple, basic addition and subtraction. Nonetheless, how funny is it that they judge us with a credit score, yet they are the worst in spending? Where is their credit score? I mean, it's true, right? We all get judged, us normal people, right? The working class people of the world. Oh, your credit score and blah, blah, blah. But then the leaders, the governments, right? They can just kind of spend all they want. Does that make sense? I mean, I thought that was a brilliant, insightful, and I can't help it. I apologize, guys. I owe you a big apology. I got to do it. I wasn't going to do it. But since we're on this subject, I'm going to scream. So close your ears. Okay. There we are. 35 trillion, 400 billion. I'm going to say it every day for the rest of it. We are in a debt spiral because this number right here. Okay. What's our credit score? Maybe they need to add a box up here. I mean, My credit score is over 800. I mean, the United States, the credit score must be like 200 or something. This number right here, $35 trillion, never can be paid off. It's done. The only way they can pay it off is with useless printed. If they print a lot more money, which is what they're going to try to do, which will bring down the value of the dollar, which will make you very happy, scrappy hero pup. That's you, happy, scrappy hero pup, that you've invested in silver and gold, because this number, right, makes this number, if you follow my finger, the interest expense explode, which makes this number, the budget deficit, which is the amount of money that our government spends in excess of what they bring in, makes this number explode, which makes this number bigger, which makes the interest expense bigger. It's a debt spiral, right? It's alerted me we have 200 thumbs up. Time for us to do a very important segment. 500 basement dwellers are here. You guys, see that? 200 thumbs up. Thank you to the moderators for being here as well. I know Jake from Jake's Custom Parts is a big cowbell fan. And we do that for solidarity. Thank you to Jake for moderating. Thank you to Annie Oakley. Thank you to Silver Susie. And thank you to the one and only Annie Oakley. All right, back to the meat. We got a lot more to talk. Are they going to take your silver and gold? Is there a country talking about it? Oh my gosh. Okay. What's going on right now, right before our very eyes, on the ground, at the big online bullion dealers? What's going on at the coin shops? Okay, here, I'm going to read this to you. I sent an email to my friend Michael over at Pimbex, asking him what he's observing in the market in terms of retail investment, because remember, guys, retail silver investor demand for silver, especially gold also, but silver in particular, is what will drive the price higher in the coming 2 years. I'm just going to be honest with you and kind of read to you what he said back. He said, "Hey, Ron, after Jerome dropped the rates news last week, we have seen retail activity pick up, and sales have been rebounding." I'm reading this from my phone, by the way, from the early September low. So they're seeing more sales. 1 ounce sovereign silver along with fractional gold pieces. So to me, that means people aren't buying, let's say, like necessarily, people are buying things they can afford, which are going to be silver, 1 ounce silver ounces and fractional gold pieces. Those are the strongest sellers at the moment. Separately, it should not come as a surprise, but I was a little surprised by this, but we are witnessing a steady climb in buyback volume, which is another way to say some people cashing out of their silver and gold as spot prices continue its upward trend. And with the buyback increasing for the online bullion dealers, we can only imagine the traffic at the local coin shops. Coin Shop Chris must be slammed. And it's funny because I texted Coin Shop Chris last night and I said, "What are you seeing? What's going on?" And I can't publicly say how he put it, but basically Coin Shop Chris said that the coin shop was absolutely a zoo yesterday. So guys, the retail investor, this is the big key takeaway. It's critical that we have the retail investment demand come back to the silver market. And what we're seeing right now is just the beginning. If it was a baseball game, we'd be in the second inning of the retail investor coming back to the silver market. It's that marginal, they call that the marginal demand, like there's the big chunk of the demand, the industrial demand and all that for silver. I'm focused in on silver. The retail investor market and even the ETF market are that marginal level, meaning they're the ones, right? The price increases are going to happen on the margins, okay? And it's that extra demand that we could see coming through from the investment community for silver that could potentially propel the prices higher. We talked about earlier, right? If just 1% of Apple Computer's market cap were to move into the silver market, that's the equivalent of the entire year's world, I missed a word there, the world's entire year output of silver. Just 1%. And that's just one stinking company. And that's a company, everybody thinks, oh, Apple Computer. I'm an Android guy. Apple Computer. Guys, Apple Computer could fumble. Remember a company called International Business Machines? Most of you are the same age as me. IBM, they're nothing like that. They used to be the Apple Computer of the world, right? They're nothing like they used to be. Remember a company called Xerox, right? Xerox invented Windows, the operating system you may be watching me on right now. Xerox is like a fraction of what they used to be. Okay, they had the hot new tech, photocopiers, fax machines. Okay, remember the company called BlackBerry? Remember before these things? Before this is a Samsung Galaxy S20, which I highly recommend. Nonetheless, right? Before iPhones and Android phones, right? There was a thing called BlackBerry. It was the hottest new tech. It wasn't that long ago. That company's gone, or they're like a fraction of. So it can happen. And just 1% of that money, and a lot of those companies I just talked about suffered when the tech bubble burst. And I'm going to repeat it because it's critical for us to remember, right? From 2001 to 2011, the price of silver went from under $5 to over 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 50, $50 an ounce, 50. I have just one question for you. Are you ready? I'm ready, right? $5 to 50. Let me think about that. Isn't that a 10 times increase? I'm not predicting anything, but why is it so crazy to say potentially we could have another 10 times increase in the silver price? And from where we are right now, that would be, if my mathematics are correct, well, here, let's go out and take a look. Let's do an update. Press the Pinback's magic button for the second time today. That would be $321.70 at the current silver price, which is green because every time we press the Pinback's magic button, the price of gold and silver go up. Well, today anyway. And that's all we have is the present moment. Okay. Oh boy. Silver is reaching new all-time highs. No, not in the United States, not yet, but in many other countries around the world. That is a fact. And our friend Trevor, one of our fellow basement dwellers, contributed something, sent me an email this morning. Hold on here. I want to show you something very exciting. This is actually big news for silver. And that would be that yesterday in Canada, the price of silver, our friends up north, hit a new all-time high. Here's a chart. Wow. Thank you for this chart, Trevor, from silverprice.org. There's the big cuppy and handle. You can see starting, if you look on the left, 1980. Okay. And then we go over here to 2010. Apparently, oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. There it is right there. $42.95. Silver is reaching all-time highs all over the world. Okay. And it did it yesterday in Canada. Why? You might be wondering, is that so? Thank you, Trevor, for sharing that. Is that so critically important? And it's not just Canada. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Fairy tales can come true. Hold on. I have some other charts. There they are. I bet. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Thank you for your patience, basement dwellers. This is silver in India, all-time high. Okay. Easy to see. Follow the red line from 1975. Do you think people that bought silver in the 1970s are happy they did and didn't just keep their money in rupees? Yeah, I think they are. There's something big. This is ARS, which I think it's Argentina. Oh, this one's crazy. This is not a long-term. This is from this is a 2-year chart of silver in Argentina. It went from 2,500 Argentine pesos 2 years ago to 25,000, more than 25,000, which is just a 10x increase. That's an example of a country that's having some pretty serious currency issues. That's silver in US dollars. Okay. I thought I had some more examples. Hold on. Nope, I do not. Okay. So, but what's critical about this, and silver is reaching all-time highs all over the world. Gold did the same thing a year ago. I was sitting on here saying, hey, look, guys, gold's at all-time highs in Canada. Gold's at all-time highs in India. Gold's at all-time highs in China, right? And we said it's only a matter of time until, as measured in U.S. unicorn fart dust dollars, gold, ooh, there he is. He's flapping away. He's floating around the basement. Gold will be at an all-time high. And it happened. The same, very likely, will be true for silver. Eventually, maybe it'll be 6 months, maybe it'll be a year, we will see new all-time highs for the silver price. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war, but it's one that we know that we can win. Let's go take a look. Let's go out and check on the price of silver in China, because we do have some interesting developments that I've observed in the Chinese silver market. And we're going to go out to Twitter, and we're going to go to our friend, the Oriental Ghost. He's always got great information for us. We appreciate his persistence and reliability in giving us the price of silver on the Shanghai. And I emphasize the high because it's always higher price gold exchange. But look at this, guys. Silver, AG. That's the, what is that? Periodic table symbol for silver on the Shanghai Gold Exchange, SGE, is currently at $33.18. What we're seeing here is a narrowing of the premium difference between the COMEX and the Shanghai Gold Exchange. We are currently at $32 here in the United States on the COMEX, roughly, for the price of silver. And while it's still higher at 33, that level had at some points recently been as high as like 10, 12, 14% higher. Now we've narrowed that down to maybe 3 or 4%, but still higher. And we will continue to keep an eye on what's going on at the Shanghai Gold Exchange. I put out a video yesterday. Nothing will strike fear in the hearts, and it struck some fear in my heart, I'll be honest, of us silver stackers, gold bugs, gold precious metals lovers, as this idea of confiscation, as this idea of it being illegal for you or me to hold physical metals. Again, I made a video about this yesterday. You can go check out, but I want to cover this again because to me, it's big news and it's outright scary news what is going on. And we're talking about the country of Israel. Let me pull it up here. Okay, I got the screen shared. I'm going to go out to this from Ynet. Israel and Netanyahu pushing for a quick phase out of the 200 shekel banknote. So what's going on here? Let me just read these to you quickly, and then I'll tell you what's happening and why this is so scary, and why they're also, and they talk about silver and gold in this article. A fight against black market money. Officials are wanting to eliminate the highest denomination of Israeli currency soon and gradually phase out cash entirely. Okay? Phase out cash entirely. Netanyahu instructed top officials to urgently discuss the immediate discontinuation of the 200 shekel banknote, which I think is the equivalent of like 50 US dollars, the highest denomination Israeli currency. Remember, guys, Israel is a country that's one of our big, big allies. I don't know if officially they're considered part of the West. I don't think they're officially considered part of NATO or anything like that, but maybe they are. I don't know. But they're definitely a country that we share our banking system with, our financial, our monetary system with. In the medium term, they're talking about reducing cash use, aiming to eliminate cash transactions altogether in a few years, with payments being made exclusively through bank transfers or credit cards. And they're wanting people to voluntarily disclose their big financial transactions. The plan proposes lowering the threshold for transactions that need to be reported, requiring pre-approval from the tax authority from $25,000, so from about $7,000 that needs to be reported, to only $1,350. This feels like Big Brother to me. This feels like CBDC, central bank digital currency. This feels like a government wanting to monitor most every financial transaction and track every financial transaction, and maybe even exert some approval or disapproval over every financial transaction that the people make. It says here, similar steps have been implemented in other countries. In parts of China, the use of cash has been completely banned in certain cities. So everything can be tracked, okay? But let's talk about silver and gold. Expanding, this sounds like just crazy. Expanding the reporting obligations for citizens with income to the tax authorities. Launching a joint enforcement program involving all relevant agencies, including the tax authority, anti-money laundering authority, the police, the prosecutor's office, and the counterterrorism economic warfare headquarters. I mean, this sounds like an authoritarian nightmare to me. Utilize artificial intelligence to identify tax evaders, space invaders. No, tax evaders. I mean, it feels like they're going to control increasing oversight of non-bank financial entities, including currency exchange providers, which handle substantial amounts of black money. See, they're going to do it under this, well, there's a black market and it's bad, and this is good for the average person. But this is where it gets downright scary for silver and gold stackers. Banning the holding of large amounts of cash alternatives, such as gold, silver, metals, and coins. So what they're talking about doing here, in no uncertain terms, is basically, hold on, I'm going to get back on the screen with you guys. Basically, eliminating cash. Okay, and we've talked about this. This is coming to the United States. We're soon going to be in the same situation. Cash is going bye-bye. I would be shocked that if 5 years from now, September 25th, 2029, right, that we still have cash in the United States. I could be wrong, but I'm usually right. And I'm very confident on that, and maybe it takes 7 years, but they want to get rid of cash. That's what Israel is proposing. I'll emphasize proposing. This is a proposal, but it's coming from Netanyahu, right? The president. But they're going to get rid of cash, and it's going to happen here. It's already happening at a lot of places in the United States. I go to different, whatever, little delis or whatever, and I don't get out a lot, but I know it's Six Flags here in St. Louis when I take my daughters. My daughters are like, oh, I'm going to go to Six Flags, and I'm like, well, and I'm going to bring $20. I'm like, you have to convert your cash into a credit card if you want to use cash at Six Flags. It's happening at major league sporting events, the NFL, the Major League Baseball. We're getting rid of cash. Okay. Everything's going to be electronic. And that's a move more towards like a CBDC environment where the government, right? Not that they would do anything nefarious, but where they're able to track all of your financial transactions. Some people speculate, right? And I'm not saying I believe this to be the case, but at some point, they'll be able to track everything you do. Why does the government need to track everything we do? Or why would they? Again, this is a certain degree of speculation. I'm not saying this is absolutely going to happen, but we know what's going on in China, right? We know what's going on in some other. Why would the government need to know every financial transaction we make? But what's downright scary about this in Israel is this proposal not only talks about getting rid of cash, right? But it talks about not being able to store your wealth in this, right? Silver. Oh boy, hold on here. Not wrong one. There we go. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, right? Not being able this, and we've talked about this, basement dwellers, when cash goes bye-bye, and even if we do go to a CBDC in the United States, right, this will be the only real functional, viable form of financial privacy. Okay, because I don't like this stuff, right? But I don't think the government can track this. No, right? They don't know that I have this $1 or where I spend it. It's hard to spend it because it floats around. It's the wind that self-waving American flag catches it and it floats around. They can't track that. But when that's gone, when cash is gone, and we are on a pure electronic system, they potentially could know everything we do, and that this will be the only store of value. It'll have too big. It could be huge for silver. We need 9 more likes and I'll ring the gong. We get to 300 thumbs up. But there's two things, right? As we look at this, when cash is gone, okay? Number one, right? These are the reasons why. 2 reasons, big reasons why this could do extremely well, unless the United States does what Israel does and says, "Oh, you can't own silver and gold. That's not fair." That's not fair. We're going to pass a new law against owning silver and gold, and you're going to like it. The situation in Israel scares me for the first time ever, because that's we share a lot of our banking financial system with Israel, right? So if they're doing this, I don't want to. This is the first time ever that I actually felt fear that potentially people always say, "Oh, Ron, do you think they I'm like, no, they'll never confiscate our silver and gold. But when I saw that scares me. 2 reasons, though, why in the United States, if we do go purely electronic, okay, this can do very well. Number one, numero uno, this will be the only form of real functional financial privacy, basement dwellers, right? The government won't know that you have maybe, just 1 or 2. I just have a few ounces, okay? They won't know that you have it. Okay, it'll be the only form of financial privacy. That's number one. Number 2, if they go to this purely electronic form, you think they're printing money now. You think they got the printing presses. You think the value of the dollar is going down now. When it's all electronic, it's going to be like Fantasy Island on steroids. This not only will give you, number one, financial privacy, but it will also even more so help you to maintain your wealth, right? It's a value. It's an human energy storage device. It's a battery, like our friend Bald Guy Money likes to say. Okay, so it's a big deal, and we need to look no further. Oh my gosh, I'm going to bring you out there again. We're on a field trip. We need to look no further than this, which continues to skyrocket. Oh my gosh. Holy bully. Oh my gosh, I got to circle this. Hold on, guys. Whoa. Oh, baby. Oh man, this is big. Hold on here. We're going to do a special color. We'll do yellow. Okay. And we will do a bigger line. Where is it? There it is. See if I can get this right. Shoot. Oh no. Hold on, guys. This is big news. Wow, I'm so glad we came out here. Here it is. Why is that not working? Boom. Okay. No. I want you. Okay. Oh boy, we're having some. Hold on here. Sometimes the big news. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, that really bugs me. Why is this not working? Okay. Thank you, Susie. Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, you know what? Now I'm angry. I'm frustrated because it won't work. But you know what? I'll just zoom in and I'm going to get rid of you altogether. Okay. Let's go over here. This is big breaking news. Like I was talking about right there. The dollar to silver ratio yesterday. This was like in the 500s. That measures for each 1 ounce of silver that's being created each year, how many dollars are being created during via the M2 money supply. It is skyrocketing. This was like at 520, 540 yesterday. This is big news. This is huge. Okay. This is what's going to happen. Wow. I can't believe this. But this, I'm going to try one more time. Wrong one. Oh, I know the problem. Hold on, basement dwellers. We get through this together. Okay. I wonder if it'll work now. Here we are. Don't give up in life. I'm telling you, never, ever, ever give up. What the heck is going on? All right, one more try, then I promise I'll stop. This, why is that not working? Okay, anyway, 672 right here. Okay, I mean, that's the reason why, and what's going to continue to occur as we go all digital. Israel's talking about going all digital. Israel's very much scared me. Netanyahu talking about kind of banning your ability then to store, to collect, the stack, whatever you want to call it, silver and gold. I'm going to be following that story super closely, okay, because that's a big, big deal and something that we better be ready, and we better be ready to come together and like let our politicians know that we aren't going to stand for this, right? Our founding fathers, your founding fathers, my founding fathers, put it in the U.S. Constitution. I want to say hi quickly here and wow, Dwight, man, what a wow for silver, Susie's house. Thank you, Dwight, for that massive, very generous super chat. I appreciate all the super chats. That means a lot. It goes a long way to help support us, support the family, support the channel. And thank you. Thank you very, very much. Also, let me ring the gong. We got 300 thumbs up. Oh, the gongs. The golden gong. And then I want to thank you, basement dwellers. Thank you, Dwight. Thank you, silver stackers. All of us guys. The founding fathers. We got to get ready because it could get ugly, right? If this situation in Israel develops further. Now, again, it's just a proposal, right? But, you know, if they try to go all electronic and ban our, and, you know, unfortunately, about 100 years ago, 90 years ago, they did this in the United States, and they did it, you know, under the guise of wow. Thank you, Dwight. That is, I'm speechless. Thank you. They did it under the guise of being a patriotic American. You know, Roosevelt confiscated everybody's gold. Okay, so there is a history. I don't want to scare you, but we need to stay abreast of this situation and be ready for anything that might come. Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the basement. Thank you to First Mining Gold for sponsoring Ron's Basement. It's a Canadian gold development company with 2 multi-million ounce projects in Canada. They have gold in the ground in Canada. Also, thank you to Fortuna Mining. They are a producing gold and silver mining company, right? They do gold and silver in Latin America. Huge amount of gold being mined in West Africa. You can learn about both of those companies at their respective websites, a link to which I will put in the description of this video. And of course, I never get it right. Right there, PIMBEX, the online bullion dealer, sponsor of Ron's Basement. Check out Pimbex. I think you'll be very, very happy. You know, I worked with them before they sponsored the channel. most important, thank you for being here. We're in for some very interesting, very fun times within the precious metals sector. Okay. You're always welcome here in the basement, right? You guys are the founding members of Ron's basement. It's not really my basement. It's our basement. It's your basement. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again, Dwight, for that super chat. And you guys have a great